What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I am here to talk about the most washed contenders in every single weight class. Now, the reason that this is on my mind is because recently we've seen Charles Oliveira lose to Ilia Topuria. We saw, Volkanovski bounce back from the washed allegations. Usman bounce back from the washed allegations. This weekend's card at UFC Nashville, next weekend, we've got Lewis, Wonderboy, Cater, Max Griffin. A lot of fucking unks rolling around in the UFC. Some of them are washed. Some of them still got it. Today, I'm going to talk about the ones that I believe do not have it anymore in that top 15 of every weight class. And I think they are slim pickings for unranked contenders to come up in the weight class. All right, man? Let's get into this, dude. First one to talk about in the flyweight division. This guy's a fucking paradox. It's Tim Elliott, bro. Because this guy, I know for a fact this guy's washed. I know he's fucking washed. And the thing is, dude, people will point to like Alex Perez, not actually washed. If you rewatch some Alex Perez 2024 random, Alex Perez went on a random activity run in 2024. Bro had like 4 fights. He's not washed. Like, he had a competitive fight against Muhammad Makayev, competitive fight against Tatsuro Taira, beat Mateus Nicolaus, slept him, got him cut from the UFC, basically. Tim Elliott somehow is still ranked in the top 10. Not a lot of people calling this guy out as washed. I think Kaya Sakura is going to finish this dude. I really believe that Tim Elliott is one of the biggest cockroach maxes in UFC history. He has a fucking Michael Johnson record, and he is still ranked top 10 with inactivity. And the craziest part when this really hit me was I went back on the Wayback Machine to 2013. This guy was still ranked number 10 in 2013. This guy has literally been ranked in the top 10 longer than I've been watching UFC, longer than I've consciously known what MMA was, bro. Before some of you were even fucking born, this guy was ranked top 10. So, Tim Elliott, I don't know how he's still here. He has one of the most paradoxical fighting styles as well, where he'll get out-grappled by someone he should be able to out-grapple. He'll get chinned by random people that shouldn't be able to strike with. He's just one of the goofiest fighters in the UFC in that top 15. I do rate, past Tim Elliott performances. I definitely enjoyed watching the Mighty Mouse fight. I enjoyed watching some of these crafty, fraud checks he pulled off. But right now in 2025, the fact that this guy is ranked in the top 10 in one of the most underrated weight classes is very fucking annoying. And I don't think he beats Kaya Sakura. And I really think there's a lot of unranked people that would beat this guy. So, Tim Elliott, congratulations, brother. You have made it, all right? Let's move on to the Bantamweight division. And this one I'm a little bit happier to talk about. Marlon Chito Vera. This guy is absolutely fucking washed. I truly believe this. I think Patchy Mix would have beat this guy as well. I really was, rewatching Patchy Mix fights because Patchy Mix versus Batista was, Patchy Mix versus Batista was a replacement for Mario Batista versus Chito Vera. It was supposed to be Chito versus Mario Batista. I really was watching a lot of tape and being like, hold on a second, Mario Batista's going to fucking mog this guy. I think Chito Vera, when you look at that top 15, I could convince myself to pick Henry Cejudo to beat this guy. And that's really what it comes down to. When I look at the rest of the top 15 and the names coming up from the unranked section, I'm like, I would probably pick Peyton Talbot to beat you. I would probably pick Henry Cejudo to beat you by decision. I would probably pick fucking Gene Matsumoto to maybe go to a split decision with you. You know what I mean? I could see maybe Rob Font having a good performance beating this guy. Chito Vera is dangerous. He's very durable. He's very hard to hurt. He's very hard to hit. Not hard to hit at all, actually. He's a fucking walking punching bag. But he's hard to knock out, right? You can take him down. You can't really cause damage to him. But he literally just stands there menacingly. And I think that Chito Vera somehow is still in this top 10. And the crazy part is, I don't know whether it's the fucking outfits or what, but this guy still has defenders. There are still people out there that are like, no, dude, Chito by KO, man. Dude, Chito's a freaking monster, man. Chito's gonna sleep Peyton Talbot, bro. Dude, all Chito Vera does every single fight week, he shows up looking like a fucking supermodel. He says some crazy thing about, ripping someone's guts out in a street fight. Then he gets in the cage and just stands there. Just stands there flicking out a fucking oblique kick, gets taken down, does nothing. Gets dropped, does nothing. flips you off at the end of the fight. I just think Chito Vera is one of the most overrated, like, bantamweight contenders, and I do believe that he is even more washed now. Like, he always had this kind of finishing threat. He has underrated grappling and submission skills, but right now, like, his activity has dropped off a cliff in terms of what he's doing in the fights. The fact that he got pretty clearly mogged by Davison Figueiredo, got dropped by a former flyweight. I know he's a super powerful flyweight, but still, 50-45 by Corey Sandhagen, completely dominated, turned into a punching bag by Sean O'Malley for 5 rounds. I just think Chito, like, split decision robbery win over Pedro Munoz is this guy's last fucking win. And I think that people would be easy to point to, like, Henry Cejudo as someone more washed or something like that. I think Henry Cejudo looked good against Song Yadong, considering the layoff and the age. I think he looked good against Merab. Chito Vera would go in there against Merab and just fucking emo and do nothing and act like he's being robbed of a victory when he gets 50-43. So for me, Chito Vera genuinely is the most washed bantamweight contender. I really would pick a lot of bantamweights to beat this guy. Like, you'd have to go down pretty far for me to go, you know what, I think Chito would win this by decision. That's honestly how I rate this guy. So I'm going to put him as my pick for bantamweight. Let's move on, though, to the featherweight division. Now, this one hurts, bro, because I enjoy it. Listen, you guys that have been following the channel for a couple of years, you know me and Chito Vera have never seen eye to eye. My goat is washed, bro. My goat is fucking washed, bro. Dude, my goat is washed. I'm sorry. I just have to admit it, bro. It's just, this is what it must have felt like being a fucking Lightning McQueen fan back in the day, bro. This is what it must be like being a fucking Oliveira fan right now. Like a diehard Oliveira fan, bro. Oh, bro, Brian Ortega's washed. Like, I have to just accept it, dude. It doesn't matter how many times I see this guy on IG Reels hitting pads, boxing. I'm like, hold on, he's got hands. He does have hands. This is what I'll say about his upcoming fight against Aljo. I don't like that it's a 3-round fight in China. I feel like that's a little bit disrespectful. I feel like it's because it's Aljo. I know Aljo thinks he got put on the prelims because of Evloev. I think it's because of you, bro. Because that's at featherweight, Aljamain Sterling got put on the prelims of UFC 300. He got put on the prelims of UFC 310, one of the kind of weaker Vegas cards they've put together. And now this guy has literally been told, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. He's been shipped to the fucking Shanghai Sharks. And he's the co-main event. They basically just put bro as a bench warmer for the Shanghai Sharks in NBA terms. And the sad part for me is Aljamain Sterling, in my opinion, is still a very good featherweight. Brian Ortega, I believe, is going to piece him up. Brian Ortega had some moments on the feet against blockhead Diego Lopez. He just has literally no power whatsoever. He has great performances in his past where he was able to outstrike people. Obviously, he submitted future apparent title challenger Yair Rodriguez one fight before the Lopez fight. Literally smoked him, tapped him out, had him fucking begging for his life from Mark Goddard. That guy's fighting for the belt now. But when I look at this matchup, Brian Ortega has become a blob. My GOAT has become a blob. There's nothing else to say about it. And I just feel like at this point in his career, he's not, like, I just can't pick him to beat a lot of these guys, bro. Especially someone athletic like Aljamain Sterling. Like, I think when I picture Brian Ortega versus Aljamain Sterling, first and foremost, I wish it was a 5-round fight. Because I think that would actually favor Brian Ortega heavily. I would pick Brian Ortega in a 5-round fight to fluke a submission over Aljamain Sterling. Because that should be a main event of like an Apex or something. I think that this China card, the main event should have been Song Yadong versus someone else. Like maybe Song Yadong versus Umar if he's not injured. Or Song versus Mario Batista. And then Johnny Walker, Zhang Mingyang is the co-main event. But the fact that it's 3 rounds, I just know Brian Ortega is going to piece up Aljamain Sterling. Hey, listen, dude. It's part of the fucking rebirth. Land the fucking jab, land the hand. Dude, I've been working on my hands, bro. I've literally been working on everything. My hands, my heart, my mind, my soul, everything, bro. Straight up. It's a rebirth. But I just think he's going to get absolutely ragdolled and just out-physicaled by Aljamain Sterling in the wrestling. I do believe they're going to have some nice scrambles in the grappling, but when I look at this top 15 at featherweight, I'm thinking the most washed, like the Mount Rushmore of washed in this division, is Brian Ortega, Loki, Aljo. Like, Aljo's like bottom 4. Like, Aljo is kind of washed, but not that bad. Calvin Kattar's washed as fuck. And Josh Emmett's pretty washed as well. But Brian Ortega, in my opinion, takes the cake because he had higher ceiling. He was really good back in the day. People act like I'm delusional for saying Brian Ortega used to be good. He is good. He was a good win for Max Holloway and Volkanovski. He had the tools to beat Diego Lopez if he wasn't a blob. But yeah, at this point in his career, just based on the way that he fucking looks and how he looked in his last performance, like, how are you getting fucking outskilled by Diego Lopez, dog? You cannot be getting outskilled by Diego. You have to get fluked by Lopez, but he still has a good chin. But yeah, dude, the jiu-jitsu fluke abilities in the chin, they're just not enough at featherweight. I do believe that Brian Ortega probably loses to Aljamain Sterling by decision. And then they're probably going to send him in there with some fucking murder. Like, I can just see them trying to slime this guy out against Steve Garcia, dude. Like, I really can. But yeah, Brian Ortega, my GOAT. Please prove me wrong, but I'm picking him for featherweight. Let's move on to the lightweight division, because this is another weight class similar to what I said about featherweight, where there's a lot of unks in this weight class. Like, I'm looking at Moicano, washed. Why am I looking at pound for pound? My fault, gang. My fault, bro. Let me scroll down a bit. Moicano, washed. You know what I mean? Benoit Saint-Denis, you're 28 years old. You're washed already. Beneil Dariush, washed. Dustin Poirier, washed. He's 37 years old, bro's falling apart in the cage against Islam Makhachev. Oliveira, washed. I'm sorry, bro. He's washed. Justin Gaethje, washed. Max Holloway, not washed yet. But if he loses to Ilya again, I'm going to say he was washed the whole time. But right now, he's probably the second, like, youngest up-and-comer in this weight class. Like, I think Arman Tsarukyan, Max Holloway, Dan Hooker, washed. Gamrot, not washed. Like, I think Paddy Pimblett, Arman Tsarukyan, Max Holloway, Mauricio Rufy, Grant Dawson, these guys are going to be sticking around at lightweight. Otherwise, we got a lot of washed-up people in this division. I think Michael Chandler's the worst. I think Michael Chandler, not only is it his fight IQ, it's just everything. Like, he just has no power. He has no accuracy. He can't hit you. People were talking about the fucking Paddy Pimblett, Michael Chandler fight. Like, I don't know, man. Michael Chandler dropped Charles Oliveira. No, he didn't. He literally landed one punch that cleanly hit Charles in that fight. Do you know how bad you have to be struggling to hit Charles Oliveira? That's like struggling to hit a fucking piñata. Like, what are you talking about, dude? This guy's struggling to hit Charles Oliveira. It's genuinely like having fucking aimbot on and still missing. Like, Michael Chandler is genuinely washed as fuck. He's a brown shirt at lightweight. I'm picking literally any other top 15 contender to beat this guy. And it's not even the fact that he's not good. Like, I don't know what it is, bro. Because I want to simultaneously glaze Oliveira and Paddy for beating this guy, while also just acknowledging Michael Chandler has... He can wrestle, he can't keep you down, he loses position, you get on his back. He can't submit fucking anyone. He has like a fucking Planet of the Apes build. Like, he's just built to land fluke ground and pound shots that don't do any real damage. He can't land clean punches on the feet that hurt people because he's not accurate. He has T-Rex arms. Michael Chandler to me is like a Paulo Costa level fighter. Like he is just a physical, jacked bodybuilder going in there swinging fucking punches. Like, that's genuinely how I see this guy now. So for me, I can at least say, you know what, Moicano's washed, but he might land a jab and drop Chandler. You know, he could reverse a position, get on Chandler's back, submit him, right? Beneil Dariush would piece up Michael Chandler and stuff his takedown. There's at least these things that these other unks are good. Like, Dustin Poirier beat this guy, you know? Oliveira schooled this guy. Gaethje would school this guy again. At least with these other unks in the weight class, like, they still have some skill sets that if you get in certain positions, you're fucked. How does Michael Chandler beat anyone? Like, that's genuinely what my point was with him against Paddy Pimblett. And I think Paddy Pimblett is good on top of the fact that I think Michael Chandler's washed. But a lot of it has to do with the fact that Michael Chandler's just ineffective. Like, he's not only just slowing down physically and just not accurate, he's ineffective. He's not accurate. He's not powerful on the feet, because he can't hit people clean. His mechanics are dog shit. He just swings from the hip. He's genuinely the most washed up fucking top 10 contender with a big name in this weight class. Probably in the entire UFC. Like, if I'm looking at the whole UFC, I'm thinking Michael Chandler's probably the most washed top contender out of all of them. Maybe it's him or Colby Covington, dude. Colby Covington's another one that's like pound for pound one of the most washed individuals in the UFC, bro. Like, holy fuck, how do you get dominated by Joaquin Buckley? One fight later, Buckley can't stop a takedown. How is that you? How does that happen to you, dude? What the fuck have you been doing for the past 5 years? Where you've had 3 fights and just looked like dog shit since the Usman fight, bro? What are you doing, man? This guy got fucking schooled by Leon, and not even schooled by Leon Edwards. How do you let Leon Edwards beat you, bro? That, to me, is like, you could not be more washed, the fact that you couldn't beat Leon Edwards. Like, I'm sorry. You guys know this. I've never rated fucking Leon Edwards, dude. And the thing is, Colby Covington has the style where he could have beat Leon Edwards. He literally won round 5 clearly against Leon with a broken foot. He was so scared of the power of Leon Mumblemouth Edwards that's never knocked out anybody except Usman. And he genuinely got, like, outpointed by Leon Edwards. I just think Colby Covington, he's going to struggle to take down anyone at this point in his career. Like, the welterweight infinite takedown glitch has been patched. You can't just spam takedowns. It's 2025. You actually have to be able to, like, take people down, control them, strike, land damaging shots. So that method is patched. He didn't even, like, he can't even make people tired now. So he literally is just a cardio kickboxer in the welterweight. In my opinion, Colby Covington, he has a good chin. He's tough. He has good cardio, but he can't make you tired, so it's not really that big of a deal, especially when you're just standing around at range, smiling, bleeding, not being able to get takedowns. He doesn't have any finishing abilities whatsoever. He has no power in the hands, no jiu-jitsu, just straight up wrestling, and even that has been nullified by contenders now. I just think Colby Covington, when I look at the rest of this top 15 at welterweight, he is the most washed. Like, he is the one I'm like, yeah, I could see Kevin Holland beating this guy. You know? I could see Gilbert Burns beating this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I could see someone coming up from lightweight and beating this guy. So for me, as much as I used to be a Colby fan just because he was like, you got to understand, bro, for all my unks out there like me, all my old heads that are 23 years old, Colby was kind of like an Ilya type character, bro. Like, he was actually an Ilya type toxic player where people hated him, but they couldn't beat him. That was genuinely Colby back in the day, back in like 2017, 2018. People hated this fucking guy with all of their heart, but they couldn't beat him. But then he fought Usman and lost. But before then, he was a toxic, like, he would dog walk you and you just talk all this shit. You couldn't really do anything about it. But yeah, at this point in his career, dude, I'm going to say Colby Covington is the most washed welterweight contender. By a decent amount, honestly. Like I said, I would pick Gilbert Burns to beat this guy. And you know that hurts me because I used to be talking about, dude, Colby's a better win than Burns, man. Regardless, let's move on to the middleweight division. Bro, how's that even a fucking quack? Bro, I'm not even fucking washed, bro. I'm literally 32, bro. Marvin Vettori is genuinely the same age as Vicente. Like, he's 32. Marvin Vettori, I think he's 32 or 33. He's younger than Adesanya. He's younger than Robert Whittaker. He's washed. This guy is washed. When I look at this picture, I just hear the fucking... You make me wanna... I just hear that fucking washed song. That fucking... Outstanding. I hear that when I see this picture of Marvin Vettori, dude. He literally... How do you get schooled by Roman Dolidze? How do you get outstruck clearly and out-techniqued by fucking Roman the Caveman Dolidze? How, bro? How, dude? I'm sorry, but Marvin Vettori is a blockhead with no striking ability. Like, he's going out there just boxing at range, gets pieced up by Dolidze, so now that's not an option. People act like Marvin Vettori's this amazing grappler. He submitted fucking Carl Robertson, bro. Literally submitted Carl Robertson. Otherwise, he can't. He's struggling to take down Kevin Holland, just holding him against the fence. Out grappled by Paulo Costa, dominated by Robert Whittaker. I mean, dude, Marvin Vettori at this point in his career, I don't think there's anyone in the middleweight top 15. I would say Marvin Vettori out grapples this guy. I think the best guy I could see Marvin Vettori beating is like Shara Bullet, bro. He could beat Shara Bullet mixing in takedowns, you know? And then on the feet, he would just stand around getting pieced up. So even then, I would be like, I don't know, maybe Shara Bullet wins a robbery, damage to sit. Like, Marvin Vettori genuinely is just an orc standing around, oh, yeah. Like, and he shoots takedowns. Like, I don't know what this guy does. He's literally a 55, like, he has no specific ability. Oh, you got to watch out for the jab of Marvin Vettori. You got to watch out for you literally have to watch out for the chin of Marvin Vettori. That's your claim to fame. Like, you have to watch out for the fucking blockhead on this guy. You don't have to watch out for his striking. You don't have to watch out for his power. He doesn't have power. You'd have to watch out for his fucking cardio. He's not even, like, pushing the pace like Marab. You don't have to watch out for his wrestling. He's not taking down anyone elite. He has no jiu-jitsu. For me, Marvin Vettori, in my opinion, is the most washed middleweight contender. Paulo Costa is right there with him as well. I think Paulo Costa is genuinely... I don't know how he's still ranked. I'm glad that he slipped down the division, but... yeah, it's Paulo Costa and Marvin Vettori. They're the big two. They're like the Kobe and Shaq of being washed up middleweights in this weight class. Yeah, those are my picks. Let's move on to the light heavyweight division. This one hurts, bro. This one hurts, dude, because he literally just said it himself. Dude, Jamal Hill just said he's washed. He just said himself he's washed. Do you know how hurtful that is to see as a Jamal Hill fan? This guy literally went on his podcast. I mean, statistically, I am the most washed up light heavyweight. Like, bro, it hurts, bro. I wanted him to go on the podcast and be coping, but he knows that he just doesn't have the footwork. He just didn't do enough against Khalil Roundtree. No defense, no output, no wrestling attempts, you know. Just sloppy footwork, sloppy fundamentals. And Jamal Hill does have decent power, but I don't think he has one-hitter quitter KO power where you can ignore plodding around the cage, crossing your feet over, you know. These are basic things that I feel like MMA fans are allowed to point out without Jamal Hill getting on his... Dude, you guys have literally no idea. Pull up to my gym and spar me. It's like, bro, you sleeping some 12-year-old on fucking Twitter is not going to fix the fact that Khalil Roundtree schooled you. And Khalil Roundtree, I don't think is that good. That's genuinely what it comes down to. Jamal Hill is not only losing, he's getting dominated by guys that I think he should be able to beat. I think you should be able to beat a Khalil Roundtree, bro. And you get 50-45, dude. I think Jamal Hill at this point in his career is washed. I think he can bounce back because he did do well against Yuri Prohaska. I do think the Alex Pereira fight was a little bit unfortunate for him. He looked good against Glover Teixeira. But even in that fight, there's a lot of things people pointed to and said, bro, this guy's not beating Alex Pereira. So for me, I think Jamal Hill can definitely beat a lot of these light heavyweights. But the days of this guy fighting for the belt, the days of this guy being in the conversations of like, oh, Jamal versus Yuri, Jamal versus, you know, Khalil, you know, I think those days are done. I think I'd like to see him fight Alexander Rakic or Dominic Reyes next. And I don't think he beats either of those guys either. So for me, and those two are guys that I think would be in the conversation of washed up light heavyweights, maybe Jan Blachowicz. I think Jan Blachowicz would beat Jamal Hill right now. So for me, I have to unfortunately pick my light heavyweight GOAT, Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill, right now. I hope that he bounces back. I am still a fan of Jamal Hill. I do think that he's like a cool dude, and I liked his come up to the belt, but right now I just have to look at how he's performing at light heavyweight. He's just falling off, bro. So I don't know what needs to change. I don't know what can change. I know he's like 34, I think 33. He's got a little bit of time left at light heavyweight, but yeah, bro, he's got to change some shit up, dude, because he's falling off, dude. He's blobbing up. He's fucking trudging and waddling around the cage. I'm going to put Jamal Hill as my pick for the light heavyweight division. There is one weight class left to talk about, and I think you know exactly who it is, bro. Tai Tuivasa, man. How are you in a weight class with fucking Derek Lewis in it, and you're the most washed? Imagine telling someone back in 2022, yeah, you know Tai Tuivasa, you know, he just KO'd Derek Lewis and he's fighting Cyril Gane. Yeah, he's going to be more washed up than fucking Derek Lewis and Marcin Tybura in 5 years' time. Imagine telling someone that 3 years from now, Tai Tuivasa's going to be completely washed up compared to Derek Lewis and Marcin Tybura. They wouldn't believe you. They would literally laugh in your face. They would literally like burst out laughing like DDP in your face. But that's true. This guy's walking around at fucking 300 pounds, bro. And the sad part is about Tai Tuivasa, look at his cheesy little smile, dude. He's still got me. The crazy part about Tai Tuivasa is if he wins another fight, I'm buying another Tai Tuivasa shirt immediately. Immediately, I'm going on UFC.com, I'm buying a Tai Tuivasa shirt if he wins his next fight. He's got me, bro. I love Tai Tuivasa. He's one of my favorite fighters in the heavyweight division. He was supposed to be the next coming of Mark Hunt. I don't know whether the kid's trying to match Mark Hunt's record or what, but dude, Tai Tuivasa, the one that really clued me in that he's completely fucked was the Marcin Tybura loss, bro. How do you get absolutely easily destroyed by Marcin Tybura, bro? Come on, man. And you're laying there with Marcin Tybura like two whales that just made it at fucking SeaWorld. Like, they're both just laying there like... After 3 minutes of fighting, Tybura finishes this guy. They're laying there like two whales at SeaWorld, bro. Like, Tai Tuivasa with the Taco Bell in the fucking dressing room. the fucking chocolate milk sponsored jerseys at the NRL games, and he's like ginormous. I just think Tai Tuivasa is completely done. Like, I think at this point in his career, he has taken so much damage from the Pavlovich, the Gane, those two fights back to back. Rosenstrike completely schooled him. You know, Tybura completely dominated him. And I think whoever he gets put against next, it's not going to be an easy fight. Like, you're getting Kennedy and Zechiku. You're getting fucking Volta Walker, who knows how to grapple, which automatically makes him better than you. You know what I mean? You're getting fucking Tallis and Teixeira. I really think that whatever way you slice it, Tai Tuivasa, maybe he gets Shamil Gaziev. I still think he loses that. Like, Shamil literally outpaces this guy. How crazy is that? I do think Tai Tuivasa has a dangerous leg kick. He has a dangerous overhand. He could definitely KO some blobs at heavyweight, but I think when you look at the top 15, this man should not be a ranked UFC level fighter. Just based on his last 5 performance, he should not be ranked in the UFC. That's just a fact. That's just genuinely being objective. When you look at the streak that he's on, he should not be ranked in the top 15, let alone the fucking top 10. And I really think that there's a lot of heavyweights out there in the UFC that would beat this guy, especially right now. So, yeah, Tai Tuivasa is my pick. Like I said, though, if he wins his next fight, forget I said anything. I'm buying another t-shirt. I'm doing a fucking shoey. I'm going to another baby shower. I don't care, dude. I'll do it. But right now, he's the most washed. These are my picks for the most washed up contender in every single weight class. Let me know your opinions in the comments down below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments down below. By the way, in case anybody in the comments is like, oh, these guys would all beat you, bro. It's like, no shit. They're still washed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. I'm still correct. So let me know your opinions in the comments down below. Otherwise, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Go follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Bedtime MMA. And I will see you guys in the next video, man. Goodbye.